Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to King Arena for tonight's matchup between the Red Hot Thunder on a 6-game winning streak and the visiting Carthage Firebirds on a 2-game winning streak. Both teams fighting for a first place spot at the top of the CCIW. We're about to get to the national anthem and the starting lineups, and after that, we'll be back for this exciting matchup tonight between these two top teams in the CCIW.
Tonight we have your Wheaton College Thunder going up against the Carthage College Firebirds. And now would everyone please rise for the playing of the national anthem. And now the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Carthage, at guard, a 6'1 sophomore out of Rock Island, number 3, Colton Sigel. At guard, a 6'4 sophomore out of Milwaukee, that's number 5, Antoine Nesbitt. At forward, a 6'5 senior out of Harwood Heights, that's 11, Philip Bolatovich. At guard, a 6'3 sophomore out of Oswego, Illinois, that's 15, A.J. Johnson. And at forward, a 6'4 junior out of Kenosha, 24, Anthony Bernero. The Firebirds are coached by Steve Jurakovich, who's assisted by Brad Emmer and Quincy French. And now, Wheaton College fans, on your feet, the starting lineup for your Wheaton College Thunder. At guard, a 6'3 senior out of Bowie, number 3, Eddie Scott. At guard, a 5'11 grad student out of Thunder Ridge, that's number 13, Tyson Cruikshank. At guard, a 6'5 senior out of Portage, number 22, Eli Considine. At forward, a 6'7 grad student out of San Diego, number 23, T.J. Askew. And at guard, a 6'4 junior out of Columbus, number 24, Nick Chavello. Wheaton College is coached by Mike Schauer, who's assisted by J.P., John Tanner, and Mr. Zach Kwong.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we've got an exciting matchup between the number 8 in the country, Wheaton Thunder, riding a 6-game winning streak. They haven't lost since 2022. And the Carthage Firebirds, both teams tied atop the CCIW standings, standing at 5-1. Both teams are in conference play. Firebirds on a 2-game win streak, including a barn burner last game against North Park, where they dropped over 100 points on their opponent. Tonight's going to be a great matchup. Dalton, what are your things to look for as we go into this game here?
Well, obviously you have to look at Tyson Cruikshank, the leader of this Thunder team, but on the opposing side, the Carthage Firebirds, is Philip Bulatovich, who is second in the CCIW in points per game with 18.6 and fourth in rebounds with 7.9. He is going to be a handful tonight.
Starting off, Tyson with the ball, pass to TJ Askew at the top of the key. Handoff action for Tyson. Tyson loses his dribble, picks it back up. Good recovery there from Cruikshank. Tyson working on the baseline, tries to pass it into Askew. That ball kicked around a bit. It's going to stay with the Thunder.
You know, the Firebirds average 8.7 steals a game, so they always have active hands and can get their hands in the passing lane and deflect a lot of balls. So we'll see. We already saw that right there, and we'll see that again.
Tyson Cruikshank pull up off the catch, three-pointer from the corner is money. Starts off 3-0 Thunder. Tyson Cruikshank 100% from the field already. The energy is high in here. Thunder defense holding strong. But that's an even stronger finish from Antoine Nesbitt, averaging just under 12 points a game for his Firebirds. Both teams at the top of the CCIW in scoring. Carthage leading about 85 points per game. The Thunder about 10 points under that. Defensively, the Thunder about 10 points better on the defensive side. So it's going to be interesting to see how the statistics match up as Eli Considine drops in a three-pointer of his own. 4-point lead for the Thunder.
Yeah, Josh, you said it. I mean, Wheaton scores. Carthage scores a ton, but Wheaton's defense is the best in the CCIW, and Carthage is second to last in the CCIW in their defensive points per game. So if they're going to let Wheaton score a ton, that'll be a travel right there. And turnover for the Firebirds as Bonero traveled at the block.
And good defense there from TJ Askew. Had the size on him, but didn't get goaded into fouling him. Just stood straight up, held his arms up there. Was able to force that turnover. Thunder going to get a chance here to increase their lead even more. Oh, Tyson almost stripped of the ball, but picks it back up after the steal attempt. TJ Askew backing down as a defender, and TJ Askew gets the ball stripped away, and referees conferring here is ball's going to stay with the Thunder, so no foul there. Looks like the Thunder players were looking for that, but instead the Thunder are going to get to inbound. TJ Askew off the catch, almost. That mid-range jumper bounces in and out. Carthage has a chance to respond, pushing the pace up the floor. That's Bulatovic with it, trying to back down Constine, no good. He's going to pass it out to his teammate. That's A.J. Johnson who had the ball, and that one's going to go out of bounds off the Firebirds.
He caught it out of bounds. We can see right here. His foot was on the sideline. An attempt to throw it off of Tyson there. I gotta give a shout out to this Carthage team though. Last year they went 2-14 in the CCIW and already have more wins halfway through the conference season at 5-1. It's really impressive to see what this Carthage team has done this year compared to last.
Yeah, they definitely have turned a new leaf as Eddie Scott hits a three-pointer of his own. The Thunder raining from deep, and the bench loves it.
Eddie Scott has been playing so well this year, and it just shows right there with the confidence of taking that three right off the bat. See a foul called on the floor on Eddie.
And despite the foul, good defense there from Eddie Scott. You can take a look here on the replay, just staying with his defender. Gets the foul called against him, but good to see that kind of defensive energy from the Thunder. Bulatovic receiving the inbound.
This will be a key matchup for the game tonight, is how Constine will defend Bulatovic as he misses the up and under move right there. Good defense from Constine.
Tyson surveying the floor, moving around, using a screen from Constine. Deep three from Tyson, straight on, is true.
Carthage does not want to call an early timeout here with down 10, just under 3 minutes into this game.
We've still got a lot of game left to play here in King Arena, but the Thunder so far very comfortable. Bulatovic moving against Constine, looking for a crafty finish, but Constine forcing a miss. Tyson once again at the helm of the offense. Tyson moving in, pass back out to Askew, almost lost it. TJ to Chavello to Eddie Scott. Chance for the offense to reset a bit here. Tyson, sidestep, almost, but rebound TJ Askew is going to go up with it, and he's fouled on the way up. TJ Askew is going to take a trip to the line here.
Wheaton is coming out hot with more energy than we've seen most games this year in King Arena. I think it has to do with being tied at the top of the CCIW, trying to prove that they are the #1 team in this conference, and they are the 8th team in the country right now.
Yeah, great to see the Thunder, like you said, come out and play with such energy. It's been quite a few games for the Thunder this season where we've seen them start out a little bit sluggish and pick it up more in the second half, but right now the Thunder are just pouring it in. TJ makes the first. Chance for another. That one hits the back iron. No lucky bounce, unfortunately, but that'll give the Thunder an 11-point lead now. Thunder defense setting up here. Bulatovich gets to Bernero. Now to Antoine Nesbitt, who's working against Eddie Scott. Now in the hands of A.J. Johnson, who gets it out to his teammate Tanner Lamb. Now back to A.J. Johnson. Johnson moving baseline. Bernero, pull up, mid-range, no good. Rebound, Thunder.
Good box out there by Considine on the great rebounder, Bulatovich.
Eddie Scott, lots of contact as he went up, but no foul. Bulatovich pushing the pace up the court. Handoff action here for Bernero, down underneath, and Bernero can't get it, but gets his own board, misses again. Rebound, Thunder. Great defense from the Thunder, not giving up on the play. Tyson Cruikshank working in, and he's fouled. If he hadn't have been fouled, Bulatovich was right there with an emphatic block.
Carthage already with many point-blank misses at the rim, as we see Eddie Scott take a little bit of a rest, while Andrew Williams, who's been playing so well, he played great over the students' winter break at Wheaton, and he was just playing so well over Christmas break.
Carthage making some substitutions. In for them is number 50, Julian Campbell, the 6'8" freshman center. So adding some size to the lineup. Chiavello goes up, that one no good. Rebound, Tyson over two defenders. Andrew Williams getting his defender to bite. That's Bulatovich fouling Williams. I don't think there's anyone on this Thunder team who knows how to draw the foul quite like Andrew Williams.
Yeah, he's just so patient and smart. He has great IQ where he knows that pump fake will get Bulatovich, who is a good blocker of the ball, and he'll get him in the air and he can draw that foul.
Bulatovich is the centerpiece of this Firebirds team. He's averaging just shy of 20 points a game. Big guard, can play a little bit of forward as well. Very versatile. We saw him already make a late block. He's going to be someone to watch this game. The Thunder are choosing to put Considine on him, who we've seen Eli Considine just really shine against some really difficult players to guard all season. Considine already holding Bulatovich scoreless, and this time TJ Askew is back down and draws a foul on Julian Campbell. Good defense there from the Thunder. TJ Askew just holding strong.
I don't know if he was holding strong there. He pretty much got barreled over, but nonetheless, that would be a turnover for the Firebirds on the charging foul, and we'll get a timeout now. Thunder open up a 13-point lead in the first 5 minutes of this game. What an excellent showing to start out this contest.
Yeah, only score for the Firebirds right now is from Nesbitt, Antoine Nesbitt. And as far as other scorers go, Bernero has taken 3 shots, missed all 3. Bulatovich taken 2, missed both. Meanwhile, the Thunder have hit on 4 of 5 three-point attempts. They've been lighting it up from deep so far. We've also seen them really attack the paint aggressively, though, so just trying to establish themselves in every part of the floor. It's going to be interesting to see how the Firebirds adjust coming out of this timeout. Yeah,
but that's what it does. When you're making early threes, you're able to get the defenders to close out a little harder, fall for pump fakes, and then that's when you can drive by, attack the paint, and then basically there's nothing they can do because you're making your threes and they don't want to close out too hard because you can also blow by them. So we'll definitely see some strategy from the Firebirds on how to defend Wheaton. But currently the Firebirds are scoreless in the last 4 minutes. They scored within that first minute of the game and then nothing since then as Wheaton open up a 12-0 run.
Another thing to highlight, the Thunder have only committed 1 personal foul against the Firebirds, where the Firebirds have already fouled the Thunder 4 times. So if that kind of trend keeps up, that's definitely going to play a factor in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Bulatovich has 44 personal fouls on the season, and Colton Sigel also has 40 of his own. So it seems like this team fouls a decent amount.
Tyson Cruikshank heading the offense to TJ Askew. Nice pass from TJ Askew to a cutting Andrew Williams, who puts it up against contact. Andrew Williams takes his time underneath the basket and makes it count.
Andrew Williams has had a great last few games. He had 14 against North Central, the win there. He had 8 at Milliken. And then against North Park here in King Arena, he had 17 points. He's been on an absolute tear the last 3.
A.J. Johnson working, tries to find a cutting Bulatovich, and Bulatovich.
There'll be a foul called on Considine, I think.
Yeah, that one goes against Considine. Kind of stopped the play in its tracks. Bolatovich would have had a chance there for a acrobatic layup attempt. Instead, they're going to get to inbound. Deep inbound to Bolatovich outside the three-point line. Working against Eli Considine. Bolatovich trying to move around, gets it to Campbell. Campbell for three. That one's well short. Kept alive by the Firebirds, but it's going to go to the Thunder. A.J. Johnson tried to keep the offensive series alive, but just wasn't able to direct the pass to a teammate. The Thunder are going to get a chance here to continue to build on their 15-point lead. Connor Braun in the game for the first time. Micah Schneiders is along the scorer's table getting ready to check in as well. Tyson to Eli Considine. Considine now to a rotating Connor Braun. Braun now to Tyson Cruikshank. Tyson using the screen from Considine. Mismatch against Bolatovich. Oh, and that mid-range jumper is clean. Tyson Cruikshank, another 2 points for him.
Tyson stopping on a dime there on the extended elbow and just cashing in the long two.
Thunder defense still holding strong here. Bolatovich now with the ball against Considine. Gets it to Anton Nesbitt. Nesbitt's going to use a screen from Campbell. Campbell pulling for another three. That one is good. Campbell airballed the first, but makes the second.
Yeah, he answered those airball chants with a beautiful three from deep right there.
Connor Braun now with the ball. Handoff to Andrew Williams. Andrew Williams working. Tried to get a mismatch there. Instead, Andrew Williams going to use his body. Eli Considine almost got Bolatovich with a fake there, but Bolatovich came away with the steal. Bolatovich working down low. Andrew Williams falls down, and Bolatovich gets the layup to fall. Bolatovich now on the board. Another turnover by the Thunder. This time, Tanner Lamb going up for the layup. And that's another 2 points for the Firebirds. So the Firebirds reeling off 7 straight in the last minute.
Very sloppy turnovers in the last 2 possessions. Considine a little weak with the ball on that pump fake, and then a sloppy pass there that got tipped. And that's why I was saying earlier, Carthage gets a lot of steals in these games, and back-to-back steals right there.
Yeah, all their guys play hard. Eli Considine now with the ball for the Thunder. Tyson Cruikshank now with it. Tyson going in, almost blocked, and he got a clean shot attempt, but just short.
And he was looking for some contact there, didn't get it, missed the layup.
Tyson, good defense, almost had the putback by Bolatovich, but offensive rebound. Campbell for three, that one's short off the front iron. Tyson Cruikshank surveying the floor, trying to collect himself. Connor Braun now goes in, pass out to the corner, now to Eli Considine, to Tyson again. Thunder moving the ball well. Tyson pull up three, that one's just short. Rebound by the Firebirds. They got a slew of substitutions getting ready here for the Thunder. Askew, Scott, and Schneiders are getting ready to check in. Bolatovich working against Eli Considine. Bolatovich down low.
Wow,
that one bounces in. Nice shot.
That was pretty right there. He turned around, created some contact with Considine to bump him off and create some space, and then a beautiful little sky hook almost right there. A little bit of a shove shot too.
Bolatovich got great touch down low. Eli Considine sheds his defender off with a nice find from Connor Braun for 2 points for the Thunder.
When you're a team that goes for a lot of steals, that can happen where you completely overplay it and then they get a wide open look at the rim.
Thunder crossing the 20-point threshold, up 10 on the Firebirds. Andrew Williams, good defense here. Antoine Nesbitt able to get off a clean shot though. Andrew Williams with the rebound. Williams to Eli Considine. Nick Chevelle in the corner. Now to Tyson Cruikshank.
Oh, I thought he was going to shoot that.
Andrew Williams now with it. Back to Tyson Cruikshank. To the outside, Eli Considine. Now Connor Braun back to Tyson Cruikshank. Tyson going in, gets his defender to bite. Tyson drops in another beautiful jumper. Gets Antoine Nesbitt on his heels and drops that one in. Tyson Cruikshank making it look easy early in this one.
And his 10th point of the night, he's almost outscoring Carthage on his own. 11 for Carthage, 10 for Cruikshank.
12-point lead now for the Thunder. A.J. Johnson trying to drive in here. Gets it to Bolatovich, who tries to throw it down. Bolatovich battle for the rebound down low, and Chevelle comes away with it. A little bit of a crazy sequence there. Chevelle going in. Chevelle almost. Andrew Williams rebound. Goes up and gets it to fall.
He had everyone jumping around, and we're going to get a timeout now from Carthage, I believe. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Andrew Williams had people jumping for joy on the baseline and just had an easy finish at the hoop.
What a sequence there on the defensive side. The Thunder able to corral that rebound after Bulatovich was really making his presence felt in the paint, and then on the other end, a miss gives Andrew Williams the chance to be crafty underneath the basket. Take a look here.
Also, this was a great pass by A.J. Johnson to find that open Bulatovich right there, but unable to get another look at the rim to go. And, you know, Josh, I was wondering with Wheaton's defense being so good, number 1 in the CCIW, and Carthage just being the best scoring team in the CCIW, I was wondering what was going to win out. And in these first 10 minutes, we've seen that Wheaton's defense is just overwhelming at the moment. I mean, they're up 14. They've only given up 11 points in these first 10 minutes. It's been a real treat to see how good they are on the defensive side of the court. Even though Carthage is missing a lot of wide open looks, those are only a few. I mean, they're missing a lot of contested looks as well.
A lot of substitutions here for the Firebirds. We're getting to see some new faces in for them. Quick three-point pull-up from Colton Sigel. The sophomore hits from the corner. A welcome 3 points for the Firebirds.
Oh my goodness.
Eddie Scott moving in. Eddie Scott, awkward layup. This is no good. Colton Sigel, skip pass across to the corner now for A.J. Johnson. Johnson working around a screen.
Oh, great
nice
pass.
Bounce pass, and that one actually looked like it got blocked for
it looked
just
like,
slightly by
I thought
Tyson,
he just found a great window and was able to get it through.
I think Tyson might have touched it, but it went in regardless.
Oh, man. Another turnover for Wheaton. A bad read by Schneider's curling around the screen, and then Askew just kind of passed it to where he thought he was going to be. So another turnover for the Thunder. A.J. Johnson has had some great passes, and he's a guy that's really evolved this year, a sophomore who last year only averaged around 7 points, and then this year is now at 15. So he's stepped into a great role as a starting guard and really just helped this Carthage team elevate to a great team.
Yeah, the Firebirds offense has looked a little bit scattered at points, but Johnson, like you said, has been a really calming presence. Great facilitation from him so far. Colton Sigel with it, sizing up. Colton Sigel, deep three. That one, oh, no good. TJ Askew almost pulls down the rebound, but contact down low from Bernero. It's going to stay with the Thunder.
They'll call a foul on him there.
So Carthage still a little bit more prone to fouling here early in this one. We've under 10 minutes left here in the first half. Andrew Williams working. TJ Askew is tangled up there with Bernero, but had the ball stripped away. Jandusa to Johnson. Johnson working against Cruikshank. Jandusa almost loses it there. Now sizing up TJ Askew, trying to collect the offense once again. Sigel against Micah Schneiders. Sigel goes up, almost gets that one to fall, but bounces out. TJ Askew rebound. Tyson Cruikshank now with the ball in his hands. Micah Schneiders thought about shooting it there for a second. Tyson Cruikshank off the catch. Now to TJ Askew. Oh, and TJ Askew is good from three-point land. TJ Askew, 3 points for the Thunder. Now a 12-point lead.
He shoots 38% from deep, but you can't leave him that wide open.
Sigel thought about shooting it there for a second. He hit that nice one from the corner earlier. Bernero, nice pass around the body, but that one's no good. Andrew Williams going in for the layup. Andrew Williams fouled hard. Almost got that one to go down. Sigel fouled him. Andrew Williams took some hard contact there, but
Sigel just kind of cut underneath his leg and made
Williams
him kind of flail around and land hard, but he got up and he's looking good.
Andrew Williams is such a tough player. He has got such heart for this team. He plays, does the things that are not glamorous. He's crafty. He's a great free throw shooter, great at drawing fouls, willing to take the contact, draw charges. He's going to get rewarded with chances for 2 points here at the line. Williams makes the first. Nothing but net there for him.
He's shooting 82% from the line this year.
Substitutions for the Thunder as well. Tyson Cruikshank's going to get a rest here for a few minutes, as well as Micah Schneiders in for them. Eli Considine and Nate Sock. Williams makes the second. Form looked just as good as the first, so the Thunder now with 30 to the Firebirds 16. Comfortable 14-point lead, with the Thunder going to have to make sure they don't take their foot off the gas here. against this Firebird team we've already seen make some runs. Bulatovich down low against Considine, working with that nice, trying to get a crafty finish. Carthage able to come away with the rebound. TJ Askew almost got a block there, but Antoine Nesbitt was able to sneak past him. Nesbitt has really been keeping the Firebirds afloat offensively. Chabella now with the ball to Askew. Finds a cutting Eli Constine. Constine goes up against Bulatovich, gets his own rebound, goes up and one.
You can see the smile on his face there as he was able to, collect his own miss and go right back up and draw a foul. Has a chance for a three-point play at the line.
Look at Constine here. Misses that first one. It's short off the bottom of the rim and just beats the defenders to the rebound. Gets a chance for another look and makes good on it. Now is going to have a chance for a three-point play here.
Just short on that free throw. He's an 84% free throw shooter. Comes up just short there on that three-point play. Wheaton still up 14 with 7 minutes left to go in this first half.
A.J. Johnson tries to get to Bulatovich. Is able to collect it after it bounced around a little bit. Danae Hamilton goes up, no good. Rebound, Eli Constine. Now to Chabello. Thunder pushing the pace a little bit up the floor here. Schneider's open in the corner. Chabello thought about it for a second. Instead goes up for a layup and doesn't get a good look at the basket there. Good defense from Bulatovich.
Quick rest for Cruikshank. Basically got 1 minute on the bench before now checking back in as Chabello and Williams will head to the bench as Scott and Cruikshank will come back in.
Eli Constine, now Tyson Cruikshank. TJ Askew now with it against Bulatovich. Oh, nice spin move from TJ Askew. Beautiful move there from TJ Askew.
Created the contact with Bulatovich, felt him going over to the left side of the court, spun back and got to the other side of the rim. That is so pretty.
Jandusa now A.J. Johnson. Picked away by Eli Constine, keeps it alive. What a play by Eli Constine, keeping the ball from going out of bounds. Tyson Cruikshank for three, that one short. Eli Considine almost had the putback of the year.
Holy cow, his head was at the rim, it felt like. Jeez.
The Thunder just need to collect themselves here. Bulatovich not able to get it to fall. Tyson Cruikshank with the rebound.
Oh my goodness. I don't even care that didn't go in. I just want to see the replay again to see that. Holy cow.
Tyson Cruikshank now with the ball, driving in, pull-up jumper. That one no good, just off of the left side. The Thunder collecting themselves on the defensive side, still comfortable here with a big lead. Connor Braun getting ready to check in. Julian Campbell to the corner for A.J. Johnson. Johnson shot too long. Eddie Scott rebound. Just over 5.5 minutes left here in the first half. The Thunder controlling this game so far.
Well, Wheaton got lucky there with the miss by A.J. Johnson. He shoots 45% from three, so rare miss for him.
Eli Constine back to Tyson, who's got Julian Campbell on him. Tyson not able to hit on that three. That one just a little to the right there. Firebird slowing it down a little bit here. This is Joey Jandusa with it. Now Bulatovich to Nesbitt. Back to Jandusa, guarded by Micah Schneiders. Now A.J. Johnson with it. Johnson driving against Eddie Scott, ends up on the ground. Now Julian Campbell, little bounce pass back out to Nesbitt. Shot clock, 5. Nesbitt not able to get it to fall. Almost a shot clock violation.
And Wheaton's going to slow it down here. I have yet to feel like I have a time to breathe in this first half, but they slow it down and try to set up some offense. Great backdoor cut by Schneiders. Gets the and one to go.
What a finish by Schneiders.
What a pass by Askew. Looking like Brock Purdy to Brandon Ayuk in the game earlier today.
Schneiders known more for his ability to shoot the ball from deep, but what a crafty finish from him.
Everyone's getting in the action now, scoring.
So Schneider's going to have a chance here for a three-point play. TJ Askew, that's his third assist of the day, so the big man able to dish it out as well. Schneider's hits on the free throw, so that's 3 points for him. Thunder up 19 on the Firebirds. Nesbitt working against Schneiders. Now to Bulatovich. Julian Campbell had a step there on Braun. Braun instead able to hold his own a bit there, but Campbell able to draw a foul.
They might have got him on the arm just on the way up. Seeing the replay here. Maybe a little more contact on the body.
Julian Campbell, 6'8", 280 pounds. The Thunder just don't have anyone with that size to guard him, so he's going to be a factor to watch tonight. We've seen him actually make some shots from deep. He's not been shy about taking three-pointers, but misses the first free throw. Campbell misses the second as well, so 0 for 2 from the line for Julian Campbell. Andrew Williams is now going to head the offense here. Gets it to Micah Schneiders. Schneiders surveying the floor, finds a cutting TJ Askew, guarded by Balatovich, back to Micah Schneiders. Schneiders gets the ball poked away, but the Thunder keep their hands on it. TJ Askew goes up and gets that nice shot to fall. Bounced around off the rim a few times, but a nice touch there from TJ Askew underneath the basket.
Now you could hear him yelling for the ball as Braun had it up at the top of the key.
AJ Johnson loses Andrew Williams, but that shot just a little too strong off the back iron. Andrew Williams slowing it down once again. The Thunder know they're in control right now. 21-point lead for them. Tyson Cruikshank to Micah Schneiders. Schneiders gets Nesbitt to bite. Schneiders is good from three. What a shot from Micah Schneiders.
Pump fake had him flying by. One dribble, step back, top of the key, buries it.
Schneiders now earning 3 points both ways with the and one. Oh, blocked by TJ Askew. That's going to be called a foul, but good effort there from Askew to go up and block Balatovich's dunk attempt. But it's going to be a shooting foul on Balatovich. Balatovich is just a force in the paint for a guard. He's big, he's 6'5". He's got great awareness down in the paint. He's going to get a chance for two here.
This is a good foul too, because Balatovich only shoots 54% from the free throw line. So Askew trying to make him earn it. So he makes that first one. I guess the jinx goes the other way. If you say he's a bad free throw shooter, he'll make them. But if you say he's a good one, he'll miss it. We'll see if that holds on this next free throw attempt.
Thunder also making some substitutions. Nick Chiavello and I believe is Eli Constantine now, and Connor Braun and TJ Askew going to take a seat here. Balatovich misses the second, so that was a good foul from TJ Askew. Andrew Williams now with the ball against Colton Sigel. Sigel almost got a hand on it there. Chiavello able to collect it against Balatovich. Gets it to Micah Schneiders. Schneiders working against Nesbitt.
He wants the heat check.
He did. He was thinking about shooting it there. Constantine now to Chiavello, now to Tyson Cruikshank, who's working, using his teammate for space. Micah Schneiders gets his man to jump. Micah Schneiders almost able
They gonna call a block
to get a contested layup to fall, but yeah, there looks like going to be a foul called down low. Take a look at the replay here. Schneiders went up. Colton Sigel set up there for looking for a charge, but
his heels were in the restricted area. That's what they were signaling there.
Yep.
So Schneiders will get
foul.
2 free throws.
Carthage now with 9 fouls on the night. Thunder with only 4. So Thunder have done a good job playing with just the right balance of physicality, but also knowing when to not be too aggressive. And while we do still have a lot of game left to be played, the Thunder are firmly in control right now. I was not anticipating such a large margin in score here already in the first half, but the Thunder have just played fantastic basketball, really have been flawless in every aspect of the court. Balatovich going up against Chiavello. He draws the foul.
My goodness, that was easy for Nesbitt on that put-back dunk.
Yeah, Nesbitt, you had a little, take a look here on the replay. Obviously it doesn't count, but Nesbitt just got up really easy there and just put it back down with one hand.
And Balatovich, we'll see if he can earn it again at the stripe.
Watching this Firebirds team during warmups, they've got some real athletes on their team. A lot of their guys were throwing down some pretty impressive dunks in the layup lines. Haven't seen any dunks yet in this game. Balatovich has gone for a few. Eli Constantine went for a monster putback that would have been Sports Center top 10 worthy.
Yeah, it was over like 2 people. It was crazy. Really ambitious by Constantine, but up 22, might as well go for it, right?
Tyson Cruikshank working against AJ Johnson now. Balatovich made both of his free throws. Tyson getting his man on his heels. Good rotation there from the Thunder.
That's great ball
Tyson
movement.
Cruikshank now with the ball once again. Nick Chiavello is going to pull from 3. That one's short. Tyson Cruikshank, good hustle from him, able to keep the ball alive. Whoa. Carthage bench calling for a backcourt, but that's not going to be a backcourt because the ball was not in possession. Nick Chiavello now with the ball. Tyson Cruikshank ball, shot clock under 10. Eli Constein now with it. Eli Constein goes in, goes for the dunk.
Goodness.
No good, missed that. Eli Constein showing some aggression throughout this first half.
I don't know what he ate before this game, but he's got some bunnies on him right now.
I think he's just anxious to try and put Wheaton into the first place position in the CCIW. Campbell working against TJ Askew. Forces him.
My goodness.
Antoine Nesbitt.
He hovered in the air.
And finishes off the offensive rebound. Wow. Nesbitt does not look like a guy who can jump that high, but man, he's got quite the vertical on him. TJ Askew now with it against Bulatovich. Tyson Cruikshank gets the ball poked away by A.J. Johnson. That's going to be a foul.
That'll be a double bonus for Wheaton. They'll be able to shoot 2 at the free throw line, that being Carthage's 10th foul of the game. Just poked him from behind, I guess, got him more on the forearm than the ball. Micah Schneiders will come in for Andrew Williams. Those 2 guys have just been so impressive off the bench this first half, combining for 15. Schneiders with 7, Andrew Williams with 8. 15 points off the bench by 2 guys is pretty great.
Especially in the first half.
Yep. Tyson makes the first.
Just under 1:30 left here in this first half. Thunder now 22-point lead over the Firebirds.
Cruikshank with 12 now for the game. It's 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Solid stat line for the first half.
A.J. Johnson working against Micah Schneiders. Johnson off the pull-up. Johnson drops that one in. Nice jumper from A.J. Johnson.
His first points coming late in this first half. Unusual for a player like him.
Nick Chiavello. Now Tyson Cruikshank gets it to Micah Schneiders, who's cutting. Back to Eli Constein. Tyson Cruikshank pulls for 3. That one short off the front iron. Thunder almost get there for the rebound. Nesbitt now pushing the pace up the court. Teammates calling for it. Julian Campbell with it now. Micah Schneiders almost able to rip that one away, and it's going to be a foul on Schneiders. He got tangled up there trying to get a hold of that ball and secure himself a steal.
I think seeing Constantine and Nesbitt keep jumping out of the gym, I think he wanted to get in that passing lane and have a fast break dunk of his own.
Bulatovich will inbound. Nesbitt now with it. Just over 30 seconds left here in this first half in King Arena. Deep 3-pointer, no good. A little too strong there for the Firebirds. Tyson
for the last shot.
Coach Mike Schauer communicating with his offense. Tyson Cruikshank sizing up. A.J. Johnson going to take his time. Shot clock is off. Thunder are going to likely run the clock all the way down here on this final possession.
Here comes Constantine with the ball screen. He doesn't use it. Instead, trying to create something on his own.
Eli Constein, last second 3.
Got it!
Good! Buzzer beating 3-pointer for Constantine. I can't think of a better way for the Thunder to end this first half than with that play.
Yeah.
Take a look at Constantine here, folks. If you can see the clock at the very top of your screen, Constantine got it off with under a second left here. Patience.
I think that's going to be, is that going to be a 2? Looked like his foot was on the orange line.
Yeah, I think it is a 2. You're right, Dalton. But a 22-point lead at halftime is certainly nothing to scoff at. Folks, we'll be back for second half action here between these 2 top teams in the CCIW. So far, it's been all Wheaton Thunder as they hold a firm lead over the visiting Carthage Firebirds.
think one of the fun things about deciding where to go to college is that all of your peers are in kind of the same place. Remember, other people have done this, other people have gone before me and will come after me and are going through it with me now. It's not as isolating as it may feel. I didn't really know what I was looking for at first. It started with me just scrolling through website after website of colleges. I knew I wanted something that was medium-sized. I knew that I wanted a strong natural sciences department. I knew that I wanted to be challenged academically inside the classroom, but I also didn't want life to stop in the classroom. I'm grateful that I was able to visit as many schools as I did. A large part of my decision to attend Wheaton was influenced by my campus visit. What instantly stood out to me was that everyone on campus was smiling. I felt welcomed, I felt appreciated, seen, and wanted. And so the application process itself was really joy-filled. The decision process was quite a different story. I got the decisions and acceptances and rejections back, and rejections stung. I became very stressed. I started to question, do I want to keep going to school? Do I want to go far? Do I want to come closer to home? And that's where I really started to ask, okay, what are the options remaining before me? And Wheaton was again at the top. I started to work with Ellen, my admissions counselor. I just worked with her really closely and had several hour-long phone calls, just talking through what does a Wheaton education look like? What is the value of a Wheaton education? And got to have personal conversations and interactions. So even during a time that was really stressful, I felt valued and seen as a whole person rather than just a GPA and test scores.
Neuroscience is the study of probably the most unique organ on the planet, the human brain. What does it mean to be a human person? And then what does it mean to live the good life as a result of understanding that? Where a vast majority of the work is right now is helping cure neurodegenerative disease. Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, and our National Institute of Health has been pouring money into trying to understand these diseases. There is a lot of hope for discovery that can really impact somebody's life. It's very easy for an undergraduate student to get involved in research. One of my more recent grads is working with one of the top spinal surgeons in the country, and because of his experience doing research here, he was able to just work his way right into that lab. A majority of my students go on to med school, but I had a physics student who is working for Tesla. We've had philosophy students, and we've had folks from the Bible and theology department come in and really press us hard to be precise about how we're talking about what it means to be a human person. A student in our conservatory here took one of my classes and did a project on the neuroscience of music therapy, and this whole world was opened up. She had a passion for both music and science, and she was able to combine them in a way that she just hadn't seen possible before being here. Any student that is just curious about themselves and the way that they work is going to be really well positioned to study the brain. Faith and science can coexist really well. The unique thing about coming to Wheaton to study neuroscience is the integrative nature of it. You are going to learn about how your brain works and how the cells work and how the neural circuits work, but we won't stop there. We will also teach you about your spirit and your soul and how that might interact with your brain to make you who you are. And so I hope that we're putting students out into the world that can answer the big neuroscientific questions, but then can also challenge their colleagues and their audiences to think deeper and to think more carefully about what it means to be a human person.
When you're looking at colleges, you may look at the sticker price and say to yourself, I'm not applying to that school because I can't afford it. And I would caution you to not close any doors because there is this price tag that is just out of reach. Cost is an important factor, but there's so many other factors to consider. At Wheaton College, we offer academic scholarships as well as Wheaton Grant, which is need-based aid from the college. So a student may receive scholarships in the range of $10,000 to full tuition. They may also receive significant Wheaton grant based on need, and we determine that, like most institutions do, based on the information that is found on the free application for federal student aid. Colleges aren't commodities. They're not all the same. And there'll be value questions that you have to ask along the way. There's value in knowing that Wheaton alumni have done very well across the board. That we have students from 50 states and over 160-year history. There's value in that. But I also think there's value in the fact that you will be with a group of peers who are excellent in their academic endeavors, but also who love Jesus Christ. You are not just a student who is performing well in the classroom, but that you are a person that has great potential to serve God's kingdom. You're going to be challenged to grow in your faith because you want to be tested and you want to understand what your theological non-negotiables are. So think about the community you're going to be a part of and how they're going to engage you. We want to challenge you to think about why you believe what you believe by people who will encourage you and motivate you. This is an investment that has strong return, not just for you in terms of career, but for you as a follower of Jesus Christ who will be called to great things. Let us work closely with your family. Let us find out more. We work with great expectation and with hope. We do not want to give up on your calling to be at Wheaton College.
Wheaton College Summer Institute is basically this 2-week event in which students from all over the world can participate. It does a very good job of integrating education, social life, and spiritual life into a very safe environment.
There's so many course offerings, from Shakespeare to music to visual arts to theology.
Each student picks a class and they really hone in on a specific subject.
And we're kind of getting a foretaste of the college experience.
So we're sleeping in the dorms and we eat in saga. It's the full experience, but only for a 2-week period.
And they give college credit. When looking at whether or not to do this, I was like, there's no downside.
You know, the schedule is incredible.
I've spent a lot of time in class, probably about 4 hours a day, but also a lot of time hanging out.
Then we're going for ice cream and we're going into Wheaton.
You enjoy it, you have fun, you get to meet new people.
And what I like about it a lot is that the people are so accepting. The people that will just take you as you are and won't criticize you or judge you.
The relationships I've built with people here have been really valuable.
Here, I'm always with someone, I'm always talking, I'm always having a great time, I'm always learning.
And at the same time, building that community with these people who are so different, with people from Colombia and Mexico and Texas and North Carolina, but we can all, find that kind of center of what we all believe and build relationships from that.
Wheaton College Summer Institute is a place where you will grow in your faith, meet very extraordinary people, and learn something you're passionate about.
It has the potential to be so formative that there's no way you shouldn't do it.
Someone who is insatiably curious will thrive in a Christian liberal arts environment. Being a Christian liberal arts student causes you to expect to encounter God and expect to encounter dialogue with other disciplines. I think it creates a posture of wonder, and that's just a great thing for every aspect of life. I was in Calc 1, and my professor was having us read through Romans 12 in Calc 1. And it really invited me to see God at work and to prepare my heart, even in those first few minutes of class, to recognize and say, God is here, and do I have eyes to see him? And do I have eyes to see the way that he's at work? They don't say that any discipline is off limits from God, or that God is off limits from any discipline. Wheaton really does prime you to be a very well-rounded student that's able to think about questions from many different angles and not just provide a cookie cutter answer, but really engage with content in a deep and meaningful and intentional way. I got one-on-one time with professors, and they not only cared about my studies, but they also cared about my spiritual well-being and about how I was doing personally. The opportunity to have professors that are spiritual mentors and have PhDs in Old Testament or quantum mechanics or poverty and international relations is amazing. And you get the opportunity to interact with so many other students of different disciplines that all love Jesus and want to love and worship him in what they do. And that's amazing too. And I love Wheaton. Wheaton invited me to dig deep into both the scientific learning I was doing and dig deep into my faith. I have grown in my ability to offer all of myself to the practice that I'm doing as an act of worship. That's what the Christian liberal arts can help form in you, is to do everything to the glory of God.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to King Arena for tonight's matchup between the two leaders in the CCIW, the Carthage Firebirds riding a 2-game win streak, and the number 8 ranked Wheaton Thunder riding a 6-game win streak. The first half was all Wheaton as they are now up 22 points. This is Josh Beisel alongside Dalton Van Esselton bringing you commentary on tonight's exciting matchup. Dalton, what are some things that Carthage needs to do in this second half to have a chance to come back?
Well, they got to score more. That's the first and foremost thing, and get stops as well. But they just got to start getting to the basket a little bit better and just trying to find open looks, because they are the first in points per game in the CCIW, and Wheaton is first in defense. And you know, one has to give in these situations. And right now we're seeing Wheaton's defense stifling the Carthage Firebirds' fire offense. And Philip Bulatovich, who is the leading scorer for the Carthage Firebirds, only has 7 points right now, 6 rebounds to go along with that. He needs to get going, along with AJ Johnson and Julian Campbell, if Carthage wants a chance to come back.
Yeah, Bulatovich shooting just 25% from the field right now. The Thunder, meanwhile, have been able to score it from pretty much everyone. Tyson Cruikshank started the game extremely hot, cooled off a bit, but he's got such talented offensive players around him that the Thunder have been able to keep pouring it on. They're on pace for just under 100 points, which would be a very impressive outcome for them against this Firebirds team. Tyson Cruikshank collects the rebound off of the Firebirds' miss.
And Nesbitt really cut him off there, trying to put as much pressure on him, and we're going to get a travel on Cruikshank. Turnover to start the half for Wheaton, but we saw that as Cruikshank was trying to break out on a fast break and create some transition bucket. Nesbitt picked him up right at half court and kind of forced him to slow down, collect himself, and then on that screen, Cruikshank committed the travel.
Yeah, Bulatovich able to force the turnover there. Sigel now with it, AJ Johnson. Pass to Bernero, working against Tyson Cruikshank. Bernero's looking for a post touch. TJ Askew meets him at the top.
I think that's going to be a foul on Cruikshank. Yeah. Got him on the body as he was going up, because that was a clean block. Great help by Askew there. Yeah, Cruikshank kind of pushed him closer to the baseline.
Yeah, Cruikshank working extra hard against the bigger Bernero. Is able to give him a run for his money, but Bernero's going to get 2 shots to the line. Gets the first one to fall after
generous bounce
off the back iron.
You know, it's hard as a team, if you're up 21, 22 at halftime, to really come out and kind of dig your heels in and grind out these first few minutes. But those first few minutes, you can win a game if you can keep that lead and grow it even more in these opening 5 to 10 minutes.
A lot of this season, the Thunder have been very much a second-half team. Hopefully that continues tonight. TJ Askew driving in. He's fouled hard by Balatovich. And TJ Askew thought about getting a little chippy there. Some extra contact after the whistle.
We can see this. He got bumped by Bernero.
And TJ Askew. Good. Way to TJ did a good job keeping level-headed there.
Yeah, he thought about it and was like, you know what,
it's not worth it.
That's not even something I should do.
We're
up 21.
Yeah, exactly.
And even if it's a close game, that's just never the right thing to do.
Nope. TJ Askew gets the last laugh for the Thunder off the inbound, easy layup.
Clapped in Bernero's face as he was going back on defense. And now that's going to be a fun matchup if Bernero gets the ball.
Yeah, these conference matchups, especially here in the CCIW, always have a little extra in them as these teams see each other, of course, every season, but multiple times a season, and with two teams that are
good hands by Scott right there.
Like you said, great hands. Chavello leading the fast break. Chavello, tried to get it off to Askew. Bernero was there to meet him.
Chavello needs to make that decision just a little bit sooner or get a jump stop so that he doesn't continue running.
Balatovich gets it to A.J. Johnson. Nice passes there. Bernero blocked by TJ Askew. Tyson Cruikshank to Chavello. TJ Askew now with it against Balatovich. Now to Tyson Cruikshank working against Sigel. Chavello now Askew once again. Thunder taking their time. Tyson Cruikshank hits the floor, gets back up, no foul. Chavello, deeper three. Chavello no good, just off the back iron. Rebound Balatovich.
Couple empty possessions for the Thunder early in this first half, but still maintaining a 23-point lead. Balatovich, beautiful finish there.
With contact, hangs in the air a little awkwardly, but able to drop it in. Tyson Cruikshank sizing up Johnson. Eli Constein now with it. Eddie Scott. Now to TJ Askew working against Balatovich. TJ Askew tries to get it to a cutting Eli Constein, but that passing lane shut down. Nesbitt kicks out to Johnson. Johnson, three-pointer is good. Firebirds starting about as well as you could hope for this second half. The Thunder going to need to recollect themselves here. Still a lot of space here between both teams as far as the score goes, but the Firebirds chipping away at that lead.
They're creating a lot of turnovers, making Wheaton a little uneasy on the offensive side and then turning those turnovers into points.
Eddie Scott, shot clock expiring, but Scott fouled by Sigel.
They'll add some time to the shot clock with a foul committed there.
Some substitutions for both teams here. Micah Schneider's in for the Thunder. Tanner Lamb, the sophomore guard, in for the Firebirds. Andrew Williams, the spark plug off the bench, is also in. Inbounds it to Tyson Cruikshank working against Balatovich.
But it'll work.
Now Chavello cutting. Chavello, nice finish.
And we'll get a Wheaton timeout here as they're going to make some adjustments on the defensive side. Chavello does that so often. He just blows by his defender, gets to his strong hand, finishing on the left side of the rim. 20-point lead again for the Thunder.
Yeah, the Thunder holding on here. You know, they've allowed the Firebirds to put up a few points here and there to start the second half, but the Thunder have certainly not gone scoreless from the field, still managing to put the ball in the basket. And like you said, Chavello is just so talented as a finisher. Like you said, when he has enough room to get a step on his defender, that's pretty much all he needs, and he's just great at finishing in the paint, able to really move his body and position himself to get a good look at the basket no matter what angle he's attacking from.
Yeah, he's been great this season, super athletic, a great player, and I think his confidence just grew so much. Last season in the NCAA tournament, in the first 3 games for Wheaton there, he played so well, and against the Illinois Wesleyan team in the Sweet 16, although they lost in that game, Chavello was excellent, and I think that confidence just allowed him to grow a ton over this offseason offensively. He's always been a great defender, but this season we're seeing a whole new side of Chavello that we didn't get to see much of last year, and it's been great to watch.
Firebirds with a chance here, coming out of the timeout, down 20 here in King Arena. Nesbitt working against Schneider.
Oh my goodness.
Nice gather there from Nesbitt, not able to finish. AJ Johnson collects the offensive board. Nesbitt going back in. Nesbitt with a difficult finish against Eli Considine. Kind of threw it up a little bit awkwardly, but it worked.
Yeah, he threw it up awkwardly, but with some great spin to hit off a good part of the glass and find the bottom of the net.
Thunder running with a little bit smaller lineup here, favoring some speed and shooting. Chevello now to Schneiders. It's matched up against Tanner Lamb. Now Chevello, handoff Tyson Cruikshank. Tyson working against Baladovic. Now little pass to Chevello, who goes down and not able to drop it in.
Kind of lost it on his way to the rim. Transition three from Tanner Lamb.
Calls his own number and drops in the transition three, like you said, Dalton. 5 points there for the Firebirds. Now
15-point game, yeah.
Tyson to Micah Schneiders, now back to Chevello, top of the key, guarded by Baladovic. Now Andrew Williams, Eli Constine now with it. Now to Micah Schneiders. Schneiders moving, Schneiders.
Yeah, that'll be
that's
a
going to
travel.
be a travel. Yep, just got caught up between the two defenders and just took one too many steps there.
It's going to be the 8th turnover for the Wheaton Thunder in this game. A few turnovers already this half, so Wheaton just needs to compose themselves. They need to play with the lead, learn how to play a little more under control, not force passes into closed passing lanes.
Tanner Lamb airballs that one. AJ Johnson looked like he was thinking about pulling up there for a second. He's working against Andrew Williams. Now Eli Constine after the switch. AJ Johnson gets it right back from Bernero, and the Firebirds just able to find a way to get another fresh possession. Baladovic against Chevello, who walls up. Baladovic not able to get much here. Chevello,
wow, that's a tough bucket.
Wow. Despite the defense from Chevello, Baladovic able to work through that. TJ Askew getting ready to sub in here for the Thunder.
I mean, if you get 3 possessions on one offensive possession, you're gonna most likely score. Wheaton needs to do a better job of boxing out, finding their man, instead of trying to worry about getting out in transition.
Baladovic forces a turnover there. Active hands, we talked about that at the very beginning of this game, and they got another takeaway with it there. 13-point lead for the Thunder now. The Firebirds very confidently chipping away at this Thunder lead.
If they score here, I could definitely see Coach Shower calling a timeout just to collect his team and calm them down.
Baladovic
good hands
tied
by
up with
Micah
Schneiders.
Schneiders.
It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to go to the Thunder. Good awareness there from Micah Schneiders, making a play there before going to the bench. Constine will also sit with him. Eddie Scott and TJ Askew back in the game for them.
All the starters and Andrew Williams are out on the court for the Thunder.
Tyson now working against AJ Johnson. Eddie Scott now with it. Now Andrew Williams. Now to TJ Askew working against Julian Campbell. TJ Askew tied up with AJ Johnson.
Oh, I gotta get the ball there.
Wasn't sure if the referee was going to come back here and get it himself, but good awareness there by Dalton Van Esselston to keep the game alive. Tyson Cruikshank here, working against blows by AJ Johnson. Wide open corner shooter, Eddie Scott. That shot, no good. Nesbitt, rebound. Tanner Lamb back to Nesbitt. Nesbitt back deep along the sideline, sizing up. Uses a screen from Campbell. Campbell wide open for 3. That one no good. Rebound, Tyson Cruikshank. Tyson pushing the pace up the court. Tyson tries to get past AJ Johnson. Johnson almost forced a turnover there. Askew going in, kicks it out to Nick Chevello. That 3-point attempt is no good. Eddie Scott collects the rebound. Thunder remaining collected here.
They need to work for a better shot than that.
Yeah, they need to play their style of offense here. As Andrew Williams almost loses it out of bounds. Crosses over Baladovic. Andrew Williams, what a finish. Doing it all himself from outside the arc, and Coach JP is excited about that.
Those are some smooth handles on Andrew Williams.
Gets by Baladovic and makes it happen. Askew guarding the much bigger Julian Campbell. Campbell going in, using that size, collects his own miss and gets 2 points on the board. 13-point lead for the Thunder here.
That's a big man right there. That's a tall task for TJ Askew.
Like we said earlier, 6'8", 280. Andrew Williams with the ball. TJ Askew. Thunder ready to make some more substitutions. Constein and Schneider's not going to have a long time to sit as Andrew Williams uncorks a 3-ball, hits it, and he's excited. The crowd is loving it.
And he is fired up as he comes back on defense. Big clap of the hand saying, come on, Wheaton, let's get this lead back up to 20.
Campbell calling his number again, and Campbell draws a foul. He is just a force in the paint.
And no surprise, we're seeing Connor Braun get ready to check in for Askew, I would assume, with this matchup. Not working out too well for Wheaton this second half, as Julian Campbell is just having his way in the post right now.
Thunder with a 14-point lead now, so less than that 20-point lead that ballooned even higher than that earlier in this one. But the Thunder managing to still keep up to some degree. Julian Campbell misses.
Yikes.
Thunder fans, including the football team, happy about that one. Micah Schneider's now handling the ball. Lead ball handler duties now. Tyson Cruikshank working off a screen from Constein. Cruikshank sizing up. Cruikshank gets a step on Bulatovich. Gets it to Connor Braun. Now to Micah Schneider's, who's working against Lamb. Tyson almost got that pass taken away. Micah Schneider's for 3. Oh, that one just short, but rebound. Andrew Williams. Andrew Williams, shot blocked. Julian Campbell able to come down with it, but great effort by Andrew Williams to try and keep the series alive. AJ Johnson working. Johnson working against Schneider's. Johnson looking after picks up his dribble. Nesbitt now with it. Back to Johnson. Johnson falls.
That'll be a travel called on Johnson there. Good work by Schneider to stay in front of him, as Johnson just kind of slipped up there. Had his pivot foot fall.
Is not known as one of our primary stoppers here on this Thunder team, but he has played extremely well on the defensive side of the ball tonight.
Yeah, and that's no knock to him defensively. He's a great defender, but this Wheaton team is just so great on the defensive side with long arms like Chiavello and Considine. There's
Andrew
an all-around
Williams
good
looking
defensive
for
team.
a crafty finish, but no good. Julian Campbell collects the rebound. Nesbitt handling the ball, working against Micah Schneider's. Gets it to Campbell off of the switch. Campbell has got nothing but space there down low. Another 2 points for him. Campbell, the engine of this Firebirds offense right now. 12-point lead for the Thunder. The Firebirds continue to cut in.
He's doing everything in his power to keep the Firebirds in this game.
Tyson Cruikshank working. Tyson Cruikshank, wow!
That's too easy. That's too easy. He is so shifty. Just works his way around that ball screen, then cuts back towards the paint, blows by Julian Campbell, and an easy finish at the rim. Wheaton now up 14, 58-44. That'll be Cruikshank's 14th point of the game to go along with 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. That is quite the stat line.
Only 1 turnover for Tyson as well. He's played such a great game. And like you said, he's so shifty that Firebirds defense just looked lost as Tyson Cruikshank just navigated his way through single-handedly, was able to get a nice finish, nice touch around the rim. Tyson is just such a talented finisher. We talk so much about his ability to shoot the ball, especially from deep, but when you get him close to the cup, he is very, very good at making his layups, making his free throws. He's just such a talented scorer.
And you made the comment about him only having 1 turnover. He's just great at handling the ball, making the right decisions. He's 3rd in the CCIW in his turnover to assist ratio at 1.9 on the year. Before this game, he had 75 assists and only 39 turnovers. And tonight, he has himself 5 assists and just 1 turnover. So he is just great at making the right decisions, not getting too frantic or losing control of where he is and making bad turnovers. He keeps himself level-headed, which is exactly what you need in the point guard and the captain of this team.
So after a timeout, both teams going to get back at it here. Considine now back in for the Thunder, so it's going to be Cruikshank, Askew, Schneider's, Considine, and Chiavello. Firebirds running with a lineup of Denai Hamilton, as well as Nesbitt, Bernero, and AJ Johnson, along with Tanner Lamb. That's going to be a travel against Nesbitt. Ball goes right back to the Thunder. Nesbitt asking for an explanation.
Yeah, he's asking that. Why wasn't there a foul call before I traveled? But I think he might have slipped up and took a walk before he got hit.
Tyson Cruikshank now with the ball. 14-point lead here for the Wheaton Thunder. Ranked number 8 in the country. A win tonight would help them to hold on to a high ranking.
And it would get them to first in the CCIW at 6-1. If Carthage falls, they'll drop to 5-2. And then North Park is right behind them at 4-2 in the conference.
Micah Schneiders drives in, kicks it out to Tyson Cruikshank, who drops in a 3. No expression from Tyson Cruikshank. He can shoot those shots in his sleep.
Man, that is stone cold. Few feet behind the three-point arc, in the mouth of the Firebirds defender.
A.J. Johnson goes up, heavily contested, and draws a foul. The Thunder football team not happy with that. You can see the confusion on the faces of Askew and Considine. Take a look here.
Guess they'll call it right there as Considine kind of hit him with his shoulder.
Yep. Considine's still looking for a little bit of an explanation. Looks like Chevello and Tyson Cruikshank are talking to the referee. A.J. Johnson misses the first free throw.
And you can see just in the right edge of the screen, you see the guy in the Wheaton football helmet. He was gritting on the baseline. I think that helped him miss the free throw.
A.J. Johnson makes the second, so 1 for 2 from the line for A.J. Johnson on that trip. Tyson Cruikshank staying calm, cool, and collected here for the Thunder. TJ Askew now with it, guarded by Zendusa. Chevello now with the ball in his hands, guarded by Nesbitt. Now to Micah Schneiders. Schneiders to Eli Considine. Back down to Chevello. Chevello backing down Nesbitt a bit. Underhand pass out to Constine's working against Bernero. Shot clock running down. Thunder need to get a shot up, and instead they turn it over. Tanner Lamb streaking down the court. Thought about shooting it there for a second. Bernero instead with it now. A.J. Johnson, who's made a few impressive shots tonight so far for Carthage. Johnson trying to get Chevello off his back. Johnson not able to drop that one in. Tyson Cruikshank tries to keep the ball alive for the Thunder, but goes out of bounds. So the Firebirds going to get a chance to inbound here with a fresh shot clock and a chance to cut into this lead. Thunder now with 61, Firebirds with 45. Balatovich is back in the game. He took a long rest on the bench. Bernero with the rebound and puts in an easy 2.
Wheaton needs to start limiting their possessions. They're giving up way too many offensive rebounds. They need to start boxing out and grabbing the ball.
TJ Askew working against Bernero now to Tyson Cruikshank. Step back, mid-range, no good. TJ Askew fighting for the rebound, but Nesbitt able to collect it. Constine almost took it back, but instead ends up in the hands of the Firebirds. And Tanner Lamb drops in a nice mid-range J.
In the minutes he's been in tonight, he's been playing really well. I believe that's his 7th point of the game. Shooting 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from deep, providing some valuable minutes for the Firebirds.
Now only a 12-point lead for the Thunder. TJ Askew almost drops in the and one. Instead he's going to get fouled. He's going to get a chance for 2 at the line here. Askew is a great free throw shooter, not a guy you want to foul if you're Carthage.
That's good action by Askew there, taking the one dribble, throwing the pump fake, getting Bernero in the air, drawing the foul. As you said, you don't want to put Askew at the line. He's been an 80% free throw shooter on the year. Makes the first there and has a chance to make the second.
And if the Firebirds want a chance to come all the way back here, they're going to have to limit their fouls. They've done a better job of that here in the second half. They only have 3 in the about 12.5 minutes of play we've had so far. Got just over 7.5 minutes left here in the second half. Plenty of basketball left to be played. The Firebirds down here, but cutting into the lead again with another 2 points from Nesbitt. Now an 11-point lead for the Thunder. Firebirds threatening to cut it down to single digits, and it's going to be a foul here on the floor.
With the active hands, Carthage does find themselves getting into foul trouble a lot. I mean, you see Colton Sigel, who's been on the bench this entire second half with 4 fouls, which is why we're seeing Tanner Lamb play so many minutes. That's, as a starter, that's not something you want to do, is get into have 4 fouls before really the second half even begins.
Eddie Scott now to Tyson Cruikshank, back to Eddie Scott. Now Nick Chiavello with it, working against Balatovich. Shot clock under 10. Nick Chiavello almost gets the acrobatic layup to fall, but just not enough juice on that shot. Nesbitt was trapped there, but got it out to a teammate. Now Bernero with it, working down low against Andrew Williams. Hook shot, no good. And he's fouled underneath the basket as he went for the offensive rebound.
And a chance for Carthage here to cut it under 10 points. Only down 11, 2 free throws, make that 9, a single-digit game.
So the Thunder had, at one point in this game, a 24-point lead over the Firebirds at the very end of the first half. Now only up 10 on the Firebirds, and with just under 7 minutes left to play, there's still plenty of chance for the Firebirds to continue to cut into that. Now only a 9-point lead for the Thunder. The Firebirds have come roaring back, and the Firebirds bench is letting the Thunder crowd hear it. Andrew Williams to Nick Chiavello. Firebirds playing aggressive defense here against this Thunder offense.
Yeah, this is why they're 5-1 in the conference, is they fight hard and they're a good team.
Eddie Scott going in. He gets tied up and fouled by Bernero. Bernero came in, tried to strip it away, and just a little too aggressive there, so the Thunder are going to get a chance to inbound here.
And they're trying to reset the shot clock to make it 20 seconds as Carthage gets their other sub in. We're seeing Tanner Lamb hobble his way to the bench. He's limping a little bit. Hopefully it's nothing too bad, as we're seeing Colton Sigel come back into the game, playing with 4 fouls, so he needs to be cautious if he wants to stay in this game for the rest of the tonight.
Julian Campbell, the big man freshman, also in his Tyson Cruikshank hits a big three-pointer. Exactly what the Thunder need to start swinging the momentum back in their direction. Thunder now back into double digits over the Firebirds. Now a 12-point lead, 65-53. The Thunder with the lead. Nesbitt working here. Tries to go in, stripped away by Cruikshank. That's a second steal of the night. Cruikshank, Andrew Williams now. Andrew Williams!
And one!
What a finish! And one, and Andrew Williams is fired up as he should be. Take a look at this finish, folks. Andrew Williams off an easy pass from Tyson Cruikshank. Beautiful touch around the rim, and pumps his arms in excitement.
And Tyson is fired up. That was a big three by him on the fast break, being unselfish, dishing it off to Andrew Williams, who's great at finishing around the rim. Converts that layup, gets it to go with the foul. Chance for a three-point play to open up this lead and, you know, get their footing back in this game, get the momentum back their way. Tyson's fired up, Andrew's fired up, we're both fired up. Wheaton going on a little run right here.
So the Thunder go from letting the Firebirds cut the lead all the way down to 9 and then come back and throw up a quick 5 on the board. Andrew Williams has been the difference maker tonight. He's second on the Thunder in scoring right now. He's actually second across the board for scores between Carthage and the Thunder. Williams off the bench in only 20 minutes has 15 points, including 5 of 7 from the field. He's hit his 1 3-point attempt, and he's shot perfect from the free throw line. So Andrew Williams has been crucial in this game.
Yeah, and he's been great over the last few games. We mentioned it before. He had 14 in the last game at North Central, and then he had 17 against North Park a week ago here in King Arena. He's just been awesome in these past few games, and he's keeping it going here with 15 points. Chance to add to that at the line and kind of cut the legs out from under Carthage. We have some Carly Rae Jepsen playing in the background, getting the fans into this game.
Nothing quite gets the crowd excited like some Carly Rae. Andrew Williams not able to hit, so 2 points for him the hard way.
We'll blame that on the 4 for 4 that you said earlier from the line.
Yeah, of course. I got to stop talking stats when the players are still waiting to shoot their free throws. Andrew Nesbitt to Colton Sigel, whose 3-point attempt is short. Sigel asking for a foul.
It looked like he did get hit on the arms there, and I would think there should be a foul call, but they're going to instead say that it was tipped by Cruikshank, and that's going to stay Carthage ball.
I missed the replay there, but I do think from what I saw, I really did think that got a fingertip on it. I don't think he really actually fouled him, but Julian Campbell able to score some consolation points there for the Firebirds. Easy 2 down low for him. The Thunder have no answer for Campbell in the paint. Constein working off the dribble, uses the switch. TJ Askew now Tyson Cruikshank against AJ Johnson. Cruikshank creating space. Cruikshank diving to the rim. Oh, and almost gets that one to fall just a little too strong. Came off the front of the rim. Balatovich now against Askew. Balatovich going down low, using his body. Askew tried to draw a charge there, but no call from the referee.
And just like that, it's back to a 10-point game. Balatovich willing his way to the rim and getting that to go. That gets him 13 tonight.
67-57, just under 5 minutes left to play here in King Arena, and after a first half that went largely the Thunder's way.
Stepped out of bounds on the baseline. Another turnover for Wheaton.
The pendulum has really swung in Carthage's direction right now.
And after it had just swung in Wheaton's direction, but that's basketball, right? It's a game of runs. You can go either way. You can make a few shots and have some empty possessions and then start making again.
AJ Johnson with it. AJ Johnson's going to be fouled on the floor. Andrew Williams is going to get called there. Dalton, what do both teams need to do here if they want to come away with the victory tonight?
Well, Carthage just needs to get more stops. I mean, they've been playing great defensively, forcing Wheaton into some tough looks, and they just need to use the matchups to their advantage. I mean, we've seen no one can stop Julian Campbell, and AJ Johnson gets an easy look there. They got to convert the open looks as well, but Wheaton just needs to be patient, take smart shots, and not force early looks into the shot clock.
Crucial rebound there from TJ Askew, ripping it away from the multitude of hands that was going for it. Tyson Cruikshank now with it. Now Andrew Williams, who got just over 4 minutes left here. Still a 10-point lead for the Thunder. They're going to try and play as wisely as they can as Tyson Cruikshank uncorks a 3. That one well short. Came off the iron. AJ Johnson goes in. That layup, no good, and goaltending.
That wasn't going to go in either.
No.
It was going to be short on the left side of the rim.
It was going to be short, but Eli Constein trying to make a play, and you can't fault him for trying to be active on the defensive end there, but just
bails them out right there. Bails out AJ Johnson and Carthage, making it an 8-point game now. What should be Wheaton ball going the other way with a chance to extend a 10-point lead.
I really think if Constein had been there about a half second earlier, it wouldn't have been a goaltend, but that time just got the ball just past that point. So now an 8-point lead for the Thunder. 3.
Oh, that's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah.
He hooked him with the left arm, hit Bernero upside the face.
Yep.
We'll see that right here. You can see him come around with the left hand.
Yeah. That's a good call from the referees. The crowd certainly is not happy about it, but it's the right call. That was contact. That was not allowed. Bernero, obviously.
And this is interesting, too. We have Bernero and Colton Sigel in the game, both with 4 fouls. I think Wheaton needs to attack them on their next offensive possession and get one or both out of the game in the next few times that they have the ball.
Under 3 minutes and 30 seconds left here. Nesbitt driving in. Looked for a pass there to Balatovich.
Another foul. Goodness.
It's going to be another foul against Andrew Williams.
Now Carthage is going to be able to shoot free throws for the rest of the game. He'll be 1-1 right now. Just a little hand check from Andrew Williams.
Yep.
And AJ Johnson is a 74% free throw shooter. And he'll go to the line with the chance to make it a 6-point game with a 1-1 opportunity.
If you're the Firebirds, you obviously could wish to have a little more things in your favor right now. Obviously, having 2 players on the floor with 4 fouls is not ideal, but now with a chance to cut the lead down to 6 with another make. And like you said, now in a position where they're going to shoot free throws for every foul. The Firebirds got to be feeling good after being down 24 at one point in this game.
I mean, I said at the beginning of the half, it's hard to play with a lead, you know. You want to be able to close out in the first few minutes, but you start kind of being a little too slow or take early shots.
Andrew Williams working against Colton Sigel. Sigel navigates around the Constein screen, excuse me. Now Tyson Cruikshank working on AJ Johnson. Now Nick Chiavello with it. Carthage defense holding strong here against the Thunder. Tyson Cruikshank now to Chiavello. Chiavello shot clock under 5. Eli Constein 3-point shot is short. Rebound Colton Sigel. The Thunder, after a long offensive series, not able to get anything. Bulatovich bowling through, and a foul is called.
Man.
Bulatovich is going to go to the line.
Let's see if that's a foul on Eli Considine, I think.
Yeah.
And that will be his 4th.
Yep.
So
Considine
we might see a substitution here for Considine.
Yeah, Considine just caught his arm there as Bulatovich kind of spun, tried to position himself a little bit better.
And this what looked like a game that was going to get out of hand has turned into a nail-biter coming down to the finish, with it being a 5-point game with just under 3 minutes left to go as Bulatovich makes the first of 2.
Coach Mike Schauer not making any substitutions currently, so Considine with his 4 fouls is going to stay in the game. Bulatovich hoping to make his 2nd, and he misses. TJ Askew, athletic rebound. Big play there from TJ Askew. 5-point game here in King Arena. At one point, the Thunder were up 24. The Firebirds now knocking. They have not had a lead all game, but now only down 5 with just under 2.5 minutes left here. Tyson Cruikshank diving to the rim.
Foul? Yeah, there'll be a foul call on Bernero. I believe that will be his 5th, and he'll be out of the game.
Yep.
And that is a foul on Bernero.
Yeah, Bernero just getting his hands tied up with Tyson's.
But
Andrew Williams is going to sub out here.
Not a bad thing when Bernero fouls out. You can put in Julian Campbell, who's been a one-man wrecking ball down low, just bullying his way to the hoop. Bernero's going to foul out. He had 5 points and 7 rebounds on the night. 1 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line.
Added a steal there for good measure.
Yep.
Colton Sigel is staying in with his 4 fouls.
It's a big make right there for Cruikshank.
Yeah, if you're the Firebirds and you want to get in a position to have a chance to win this game, Tyson is definitely not the guy you want to put at the line, but misses his 2nd. I shouldn't have said anything.
He shoots 70. He's a 70% free throw shooter on the year.
Colton Sigel now with it. Julian Campbell outside the 3-point line. Thunder struggle to contain him all night.
Considine needs to be careful right there with his hands.
Oh, Julian Campbell down low, working against Askew. Askew doesn't have the size to match.
Dang.
Oh, and Julian Campbell with a really impressive finish.
And a timeout from Carthage.
Wow.
Oh my, it's a 4-point
game. Less than 2 minutes left. Dalton, when we were talking before the game started, we talked about how we thought this might be the game of the season for the Thunder in terms of the implications, but also in terms of the opponent. And after a first half where it looked like this game might have gotten out of hand, the Firebirds have come roaring back, now down 4. Just under 2 minutes left here.
It's definitely the game of the year so far in 2023 for the Wheaton Thunder. And as 2 teams at the top of the CCIW, this is big just for Wheaton being the 8th ranked team in the nation. If they can hold their own and get a win here, that could do wonders for them and their confidence as the leader in the CCIW and standings. It could be great for them. And it could also be great for Carthage. Looking at both ways, obviously a win is great for both teams, but Carthage, who last year went 2-14 in the conference, has a chance to go 6-1 in the conference if they win here tonight. And beating a ranked opponent gets you more and more votes to possibly be in the top 25 yourself. I know they were receiving votes and just fell outside of the top 25. But this team has proven tonight that they can fight, that they can play with the best of them with a top 10 ranked team in the country in the Wheaton Thunder.
Coming out of this timeout, Dalton, what do you think we're going to see from the Wheaton Thunder?
Well, hopefully they'll set some off-ball screens, and I'm assuming we'll see Considine run up there and set a ball screen for Cruikshank. I don't know if we'll see Carthage set up in any press. Now they're going to hang back and just fight this one out. We might see a little pressure on the ball from A.J. Johnson on Cruikshank. But if I was the Thunder, I would try to attack the rim. They have a chance to keep going to a line for the rest of the game. Maybe get Colton Sigel out of the game because he has 4 fouls of his own. Just try to be aggressive, right?
Yeah, Tyson Cruikshank's going to size up the defense. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Not much going on here offensively the beginning of this series for the Thunder. Tyson working against A.J. Johnson, blows by him. That's going to be
That is a foul, but I wish they just didn't call it because then it's just a layup.
Yeah, that one went against A.J. Johnson. A little frustration from him as he didn't like that. He made that mistake. Julian Campbell is coming in for the Firebirds.
Okay, so we're seeing a little bit of a yin-yang thing. We're seeing Julian Campbell come in for offense, and then Hamilton comes in for the defense.
Yep. The Firebirds know that it's a little bit easier to target a guy like Campbell on the defensive side.
Yeah.
At his size, he just doesn't have the switch ability.
And he doesn't have the speed that every player on the Wheaton Thunder have.
Tyson going to get a chance here for 2, and he's true on the second. So 2 points for the Thunder. We're going to get another timeout here. 6-point lead for the Thunder after Tyson makes 2 free throws. We've got 1 minute and 33 seconds left in this one that has turned into a total thriller.
Yeah, I think Shower's going to try to draw something up to figure out if they need to, fake a trap, fake a double team on Campbell in the post to try to get him to kick it out, or if they're just going to try to play him straight up. And playing them straight up has not worked at all tonight. So I think that's what they're going to be drawing up, is how to defend Campbell and then what to do when they get the ball back on offense, if they're going to, they want to dribble it out and make Carthage foul them. Because at this point, Carthage has to start thinking if they miss on this possession, they might have to start playing the fouling game and figuring out who they're going to send to the line. So a lot of important conversations coming in both huddles right now. With 1:30 left to go in this game, Wheaton holding a 6-point lead. What was a 22-point lead at halftime has shrunk significantly.
Significantly is one way to put it. This Thunder team has really kept all of the Thunder fans on their toes all season.
Yeah.
But
it's very much of a roller coaster when being a Wheaton sports fan.
In pretty much every game, besides their overtime loss here in King Arena to the Elmhurst Blue Jays, they've really come through in the big moments.
Yeah, this conference is just so good. I mean, North Central is a great team with Matthew and Ethan Hellwig, and we improved to win there. And then against Illinois Wesleyan, who's always been a good team in the conference. This year they've struggled a little bit, and Wheaton was able to exploit that and win by 20 in Bloomington. And now tonight against Carthage, another great team in the CCIW. They've proved to be a test for Wheaton as well.
Colton Sigel with it. Now down to Balatovich. Balatovich moving in against Eli Constein. Balatovich not able to get it to go.
Great
Nick
defense.
Ciavello gets the rebound. That's a big defensive effort there from the Thunder. Great rebound from Nick Ciavello. Tyson Cruikshank now with it. He's going to do his best to play the cleanest turnover-free basketball that we can see. Tyson working against AJ Johnson.
They're not going to start fouling. I mean,
no, I
they
guess
can just
not.
dribble it out. I mean,
Tyson gets the layup to fall.
It's an 8-point game now, and there's less than a minute to go. I don't know why you wouldn't be fouling and trying to send him to miss at least one. He's missed a couple tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the Firebirds are going for here. Julian Campbell, deep three is good.
Never mind.
Wow.
Never mind. Now they'll start fouling.
Well, I guess they just knew that was coming, so that's why they didn't foul him.
I guess so.
Julian Campbell collects himself after the pump fake to get Askew in the air and drops in a deep three.
Man, that was far away. He was almost in the bench of the Firebirds.
And the Firebirds are still alive here in King Arena. 5-point game.
Steve Jerikovich is trying to figure out with the drop. They're obviously going to go for the steal first, and if they don't get that, who are they going to try to get the ball to from Wheaton and make them foul? Wheaton tonight is 13 of 19 from the free throw line, 68%. And not the greatest shooting from the stripe. But altogether, the people they have out here on the court are all solid free throw shooters. 3 of them are over 80% on the season. Ciavello is at 64%, but he'll be inbounding it, so they don't have to worry about fouling him. And then Cruikshank is going to be the guy they're going to look to foul. He's shooting 70%, but Tyson is really clutch as well. He's just a great player. Considine, he shoots 84%. And then you have Schneider's out there who shoots 83%. And then Askew who shoots 80% as well. So those are the guys you don't want to send to the line. And if the person you want to send to the line is Tyson, that's not a good thing either.
Crucial inbound here for the Thunder.
We'll probably see Considine try to flash up.
Tyson's got it now. Ciavello spins out of the defense.
He needs to get rid of the ball.
Back to Tyson.
They got to get it over. All right, timeout from Wheaton.
Yep. Good timeout there from Mike Schauer to prevent something worse from happening.
It's going to be back on the baseline, though, and they'll probably have about 4 more seconds to get it over. So they got to be cautious of that. They're going to have to draw something up to get it out to half court as fast as possible.
Yep.
Because a turnover here allows Firebirds to have it on their side of the court and not have to worry about going the length of the court in 36 seconds to get a quick shot up. Not an ideal inbound play for the Thunder, but great defense from the Firebirds too.
Yep.
Great defense to not foul immediately, kind of hold them on that side of the court.
They almost forced a turnover off of Nick Chiavello, but he was able to keep his composure and spin out of the defender. Now in the hands of Schneiders. Schneiders trapped. And he loses the ball. Balatovich. Oh my goodness, what a finish from Balatovich. The and one. Balatovich with a chance to make it a 2-point game with 30.1 seconds left.
What a finish.
Wow.
I don't know how he got that over to the right side of the hoop, but he is just long and a scorer. Coming up big when needed. 16 points for Filip Bulatovich and 10 rebounds. So another double-double for the big man for the Carthage Firebirds, proving why he could be a first-team all-conference player.
Balatovich has struggled at the line a bit tonight. This is a crucial free throw, and he makes it. Ice in his veins. 2-point game. Thunder are going to inbound.
Throw it.
He's got to go.
Timeout, timeout. Goodness.
Wow. The Firebirds.
I saw Constantine streaking up the sideline. I thought if he kept going and Chiavello was able to throw it ahead, it would be an easy wide open dunk. But I don't think he was able to see that. Be a timeout for the Thunder. They'll have 5 seconds again to get the ball in. They'll be able to run the baseline since it's after a made bucket. They need to start setting some better screens and coming off of it a little bit harder. This has turned into the stressful finish that Wheaton was definitely not thinking about going into halftime, being up over 20 points.
Yep. We go from a 24-point game to a 2-point game. The Firebirds have not led yet this game, but they have a chance to potentially take the lead and potentially win this game after it seemed like they were really far out of it at the end of the first half.
And Wheaton, who's always been a great second half team, has just come up a little empty this second half, and Carthage has just fought so hard.
TJ Askew with it.
Oh, that's a foul.
That's easy foul there.
He kind of got a little anxious there. Hamilton got a little anxious on that trap to try to force a turnover and then overcommitted and committed a foul. And Askew's going to head to the line where it's a 1-and-1 still. They're yet to be in the double bonus. Askew is, as we said before, 79.4, so 80% free throw shooter from the stripe. 1-and-1 chance here to make it a 2-possession game potentially.
The Firebirds injecting some shooting into their lineup. Colton Siggles in, as well as A.J. Johnson and Tanner Lamb.
Gets the first to go. That's big.
Ice cold TJ Askew. 3-point lead for the Thunder. One more makes this a 2-possession game. TJ Askew makes the second.
Ice cold from TJ Askew, the transfer from Claremont Mud Scripps, graduate student. And that will be his 13th and 14th point of the night.
Balatovich thought about the three. Now driving Nesbitt. Pull up. No good. Rebound TJ Askew. TJ Askew. Now to Tyson Cruikshank. Up the court to Nick Chiavello. Nick Chiavello is going to have a chance here. Nick Chiavello trying to dribble out the clock. Tyson Cruikshank with it now. Tyson fouled. 4.1 seconds left. And barring an incredible change of events, I think the Thunder are going to walk away with the victory.
Yeah. Chiavello, great job there by just controlling the ball. Had a chance if he wanted to drive to the hoop and get a layup, but that would just not be the smart play. Instead, dribbled it around, held on to it strongly as he was getting trapped and slapped around. You could have called a foul there when Chiavello had the ball. Then Cruikshank hauled it all the way up the court and got the ball, and now goes to the line to shoot 2.
And with that, Colton Sigel has fouled out of the game. He committed the foul against Cruikshank. Balatovich, for what it's worth, is also one away from fouling out of this one. So
yeah, that won't really matter with 4 seconds left to go. And Cruikshank gets his 26th point of the night. That's his now season high of 26, and that'll be his 27th point. Before this, he had his high at 24, and he just dominates it there. And just a formality of a half-court shot. Wheaton wins this game.
This has been Josh Beisel and Dalton Van Esselston bringing you tonight's broadcast. The number 8 Wheaton Thunder hold on after the Carthage Firebirds mount a formidable run. Dalton Van Esselson is going to have a chance to catch up with Coach Mike Schauer in a second. But, folks, thank you for joining us here in King Arena for what was a very exciting matchup. The Thunder now holding first place in the CCIW Conference. Carthage now second. We're about to hear from Coach Mike Schauer after this exciting game.
I'm down here on the floor with Coach Schauer. Coach Schauer, a pretty stressful win, but you're able to get it done. What are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Yeah, proud of our guys. You know, Carthage played so bad in the first half. It feels like we played great. They did not play well. And they actually came back against Elmhurst in a similar fashion earlier in the year. They're really good, really well coached. And ultimately, we can spend a lot of time worrying about what happened, but I would sign up for a 6-point win for the rest of the year. So we'll take it. We've got a pretty good team that, you know, kind of refuses to lose. One thing I want to say, Steve Jarakovic, I've mentioned this before, is obviously Bosco Jarakovic's son. Today is actually Bosco's birthday. So I want to wish him a happy birthday. The Jarakovic family has been really good to me. Bosco was the coach at North Park when I played here. He's become a friend and a mentor, and despite having obviously strong ties to Carthage, he continues to be a friend, and I really respect both him and Stevie and their family. So I just want to wish him a happy birthday, and let's keep it going.
Thank you, Coach. Well, that's another win for the Wheaton Thunder. That extends their win streak to 7 games, winning here at home, 76-70 over the Carthage Firebirds. They'll head to play Carroll College next game, and then we'll be back here to host Illinois Wesleyan University. That makes them first in the CCIW, 6-1. For WTSN and Josh Beisel, I'm Dalton Van Esselson. Have a good night.